Hey everybody, welcome back to the Honey and Absinthe channel. We are your hosts. I'm Vincent, a background designer for animation.
And I'm Janet, the ex-Disney artist turned independent creator. And in this video, I'm going to be drawing Kirishima from My Hero Academia. And I will be sharing some tips, tricks on how I ink these characters. And hopefully you can learn a little bit from me so you can be a better artist.
All right, let's check out Red Riot.
All right.
All right, Kirishima.
This is part of the 4-part commission piece that was commissioned to us. And I really wanted to make him really extra handsome for this one. Because I think I drew Kirishima once before and I made him really cool, and I really emphasized his rockness.
Yeah, his edgy rockness.
Yeah,
but it's not his prettiest form though.
Yeah, it's not his most appealing, so I wanted to focus on his face for this one, especially because this size is actually perfect for portraits, and I just wanted him to be the most chiseled, handsome boy I could make him.
Nice.
So I'm really carefully roughing out his mannequin and his face to make sure all the lines are as appealing as possible. And one of my goals for this one was actually to really push the dimensionality of my drawings. I've been really trying to stray away from anime and cartoony art because of my background in Disney. Now that I'm setting off on my own, doing my own thing, I want to be a little bit more realistic with my drawings.
I like this look. It's a cool look.
Yeah, it's kind of
it's comic booky.
Yeah.
You know? Not to reduce it to just comic book, but it's really appealing, but it's very structurally sound drawing.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's a little bit of cartoony and a little bit of realism.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out my own style or way of mixing the two, and I like the way I drew him in here.
Yeah.
With his hair, I designed it a little bit because it's really hard to draw spiky anime hair realistically, so I just kind of designed it as best as I could.
Oh man, if you think about it, he looks like a really awesome Kirishima cosplayer.
Yeah. And once I have, all his features, his hair and everything down, that's when I start adding the costuming.
Yeah.
I'm not at a place where I can just do the costume and the anatomy all at the same time yet. I still have to really work through the anatomy and the shapes and the solid shapes underneath before I go in and put solid shapes on top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I tend to flatten everything out.
Oh, great ellipse! Look at that.
I don't think I'm the best at drawing ellipses, you guys.
Oh man.
But we had to train a lot on how to do ellipses in school, and it's literally just a matter of drawing thousands and thousands of ellipses.
Did you see what she did there? She basically sculpted out the big tubular thing.
Yeah.
And then you carved in the gear parts.
That's basically how you handle perspective.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to draw a car or any kind of industrial piece like a tank or whatever, that's basically how you do it. You draw the overall shape like a box, a cylinder.
It's so badass you're doing this freehand too. it's pretty awesome.
I'm sure there are a lot of vehicle designers or whatever that'll be like, that's wrong.
No, but I mean it's on this simple little cartoon drawing though.
Yeah, it's
good job.
Good enough in my opinion.
Yeah.
I actually used to have these ellipse stencils, I guess you'd call it, rulers, where technically what you're supposed to do when you're drawing these, if you want to be as accurate as possible, you can actually buy ellipse grid things where you just draw the curve for you.
Yeah, but people usually just use the ellipse tool on Photoshop now.
Yeah. But I've seen Oda, the manga artist who draws One Piece. I've seen him draw freehand, and he can draw Usopp's goggles, those ellipses, in 2 seconds.
No way! That's crazy!
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
With a nib pen, too.
Yeah.
Not
G-pen.
Yeah.
That is gnarly.
He never uses guides, and it's perfect every time.
Yeah. Great first strokes though. Jeez Louise.
So here I am going in and starting on the face and the hair. I really try to use a lot of strokes for the eyes these days because it kind of replicates hair and eyelashes and the way your eyes kind of wrinkle when you open them. And I like the little subtle hint of texture too. It's something that I've been doing a lot recently.
Nice. And you're doing this thing that you've been doing since Bakugo, where you kind of feather out the tips of the spiky hair, right?
Oh yeah, because I don't like when like two lines meet like
It's
this.
harsh.
It's really harsh, yeah. So I intentionally leave like a little bit of empty space right when two lines meet, and I'll add a little bit of like hatching to like feather it out. And for hair, it actually looks more realistic than just making big blocky shapes.
Yeah.
For his costume, especially his mask, I think it's probably made of some kind of like metal or hard plastic at the very least. So I really try to make sure there's dimension, even if it's adding a sliver of like the side of the mask.
Yeah.
It really makes it feel like it's sitting on top and it has dimension, and it's not just like a mask, like those Robin masks.
I love this anime thing that you've been doing. You, like for the neck part, like right here, you do these like horizontal strokes. That's like, that reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z or something.
It's something that I learned just by looking at other manga artists and graphic novel artists. I used to actually just do like a shape, like a triangular shape.
Yeah. I like to do the shape and then like a thick black shape up here to reinforce the jaw, but that's a really cool look.
Yeah, and you always gotta fill in the eyes before, you know, you go too far, because sometimes if you don't do it, it's just weird to look at for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And here...
You want to give it a soul.
Yeah.
You know?
And here I'm designing the shadow dark shape for his mask. And I'm intentionally doing it a little bit more graphically this time. Because I want the planes of the metal to really read as metal.
Yeah, and the last time you didn't do it so much was because the black mask was around the eyes, and you want the eyes to express stuff. But it's fine for everywhere else, it seems like.
And, you know, doing his ears is a little bit difficult because it's all black. But with the light shape, you know, before I would like just cover it in tone, but adding this little bit of hatching makes it look like distressed metal a little bit.
Like weathered metal. Well, yeah, that's cool.
It's something that I saw, I think, in a comic book, and I was like, oh, that's such a great way to make gray masses more interesting.
Yeah.
Instead of it's just like a tone of gray.
If you put tone, it looks like it's clean.
Yeah.
You know? Nice.
Yeah, so now I'm going in with like a dark gray to tone the light side. It looks really dark. That's what tends to happen with ink when it's wet, but when it dries, it actually dries 2 shades lighter or so. Yeah. And you just have to...
You have to plan for that.
Yeah, account for that. And that's why people use like testing sheets, or you test like the tone.
You have a ton of them if you look at the screen to your right over there.
Yeah. I'm using watercolor to paint his skin and his hair. I think his hair actually might be ink because I have red ink down there. And you can see it's actually a lot more vibrant than like the watercolor. It gives it a little bit of a more solid look. Yeah,
but the watercolor, the duller look looks really great for his skin though. It's paler look. Nice.
And then finally, I'm going in, once all the watercolor is done, to give it more subtle hue shifts by using color pencil. And I'm using this gold paint.
Coloro?
Coloro. A watercolor palette to add a gold accent. You can see I had to go over it several times because the first layer is always kind of transparent.
Ooh, you made an oopsie.
Yeah. When you do stuff like that, that's totally fine. It's not the end of the world. No. That's why we have whiteout. Yeah. So you can see I've added like highlights already in the hair and the eyes and the nose. I just use the same white ink to cover up boo-boos like that. Yeah. It's no big deal. In fact, if you've ever seen Jim Lee do this stuff, he just kind of is very liberal about drawing and then using whiteout. Yeah. Whatever. Nice, and here are all of the drawings that you've made in the past few days. Yeah, it's an all 4-part commission, and you can see that they all look really, they all work really well together. And there we go. There it is. If you really enjoyed that, please like, subscribe, jingle our bells and buttons over there, and leave a comment down below for who you think Jan should draw next. Watch these other drawing videos if you want more tips and tricks on how to draw, and check out honeyandabsinthe.com where we have merch, and don't forget to dare to dream!